Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, for me, recording this, I've just done the AK-12 one, and I thought, why not do the PPK-20 at the same time? When the video gets released, I don't know, but this is the PPK-20 from WellPro. This is a more modernised version of like what me and you know as the PP-19. I'm not as clued up on my AK models. It's still a very fantastic little replica. We've already reviewed this on the channel. If you missed that video, go check that out. You can find it in a very massive amount of videos. I think I've done over 720 odd videos now. So this thing was really good when we first looked at it, but when we first looked at it, I only had one mag, and I've of course got more mags. Now, there's a couple of things that I need to point out on this PPK-20. So it is slightly annoying with the base plates. Now, you don't have that problem with the AK-12 because the valves are on the back. So you do have to sort of pop the base plates off. Now, when you try to do this in a pinch and do a couple of mags, this gets kind of annoying because it's not like it's encapsulated and you can just slide it back and put it back on. So me personally, I think what I'm actually going to do with this one, which I don't normally do with gas blowbacks, is I'm going to put a drill hole through these base plates just so I can top them up with gas without having to mess about with that. So I've got 5 mags for this thing now. The mags aren't cheap for what they are heavy for what they are as well. But this one, which is one of the new ones, does have a very slight leak on the outlet valve. So I'm going to shoot this one first. It should be okay, but I've tried to fix that leak and plug it, but I can't. But the UK distributor for these do have the spares, so I'll be able to get a valve if I need one. But it is still leaking. So another thing that I want to point out, which you may have seen in the review that I did on it, is where you take a fresh mag that's filled with BBs, you put it in, you rack the gun, and it doesn't fire. So you have to rack it again, then it does fire. Like the empty mag detection is going off. And what I've actually found is when you fill the mag up with BBs, the little plate that sits at the back here doesn't get actuated down. So when you fill these mags up, you've got to just take this little lever. It sits up like this, and you just got to push it down out of the way. If you don't do that, you're going to run into a couple of issues when you put a fresh mag in and try and fire it. So I'm not sure why this happens, but if you push those down before you mess about with the replica, you should be absolutely fine. So we'll get our funky specs on. I'm using propane, and I'm having to use 0.2 gram BBs, which I don't normally do, but it should be okay for demonstration purposes, just because I'm running out of BBs, and I really don't feel like putting 0.4s and 0.48s through this. So here we go. Another thing to note is a lot of the paint on these WellPros is coming off already, so it's obviously not a great coating. We could sort that out later down the line with some Cerakote. Now, all the steel parts seem to be fine. So the low receiver, the top cover, just the cast parts for like the bolt and such, they seem to be wearing down. So let's get this ready to go. It's a very odd looking replica, but it is what it is. I do like the safeties on these guns as well, so you can actuate it from both sides. It's a lot easier than trying to depress the normal levers you get on AKs, but here we go. So semi-auto first, then we'll do some full auto and see how this thing does. Very rapid on semi-auto, so if you're doing CQB with this thing, you're going to be absolutely cooking. Just trying to shoot it as fast as I can there. Locks on empty, that's the leaking mag. I have tried to fill these up to the best of my ability, but if I've missed topping one up full, then that's more of a fault of me and not the gun. Another thing that I'm not too keen on is just, it's quite a silent mag release, so I think maybe a more hefty spring in this part, just to give you, it just needs that click. You don't get any feedback to know that it's locked in place. But here we go. We're going to go over to the fun switch now and see how the PPK-20 from WellPro does. Honestly, I feel like these magazines hold more than the AK-12. But yeah, you're absolutely fine. It's not warm here. It's about 10, 12 degrees in this room right now, so it is fairly cool. So we're just going to keep going. Run out of gas a bit on this mag. So, oh, I've only got a couple of BBs left. I haven't purged these as well, just so you know. I've just literally filled them up with gas out of the box. So we did manage to shoot the whole mag though. Another one in. Let's see if we can do more full auto. Here we go. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference that this mag didn't have as much gas in it. It was just a little bit more lethargic, where this one's a lot more punchy. Honestly, I'm so impressed with these new WellPros. Let's keep going, shall we? And this mag as well, I haven't filled up, so it's more user error, to be honest. The gun is capable of doing it. It's just me not purging the mags ahead of time and making sure they're topped up. Some of the mags come with little O-rings on the valves, some don't. So maybe that's the difference there. I know one of the AK-12 mags didn't have an O-ring on the valve, so it's only a couple of rounds left. But yeah, I think especially in the slightly warmer, if you're in a slightly warm environment, like I say, it's been cool here today. It's cold here at the moment because I've had the heating off because we've had really hot weather. Not that I'm making up excuses for it. I just want to point out, give it its fair chance. And they're a blast to shoot. This is just as much fun to shoot as the AK-12. I'd probably say the AK-12 is a little bit more satisfying on full auto because there's just something about the noise and the cycle rate that I think they've really nailed it on that replica. But this, still great. And I've got a bunch of mags now, so the people say that they are coming out with a more conventional PP-19 model, which would be fantastic if they do. I'm definitely going to pick one up and you know, hopefully slap some Magpul bits on it and such, like I had on my LC2, which who knows where it is. It's a really nice replica with steel externals, you know, a stock that doesn't move. It folds, it locks into place. It is a little bit wobbly when it's folded, but the for right-handed shooters, the stock does get in the way a little bit of the... So on the left, you'll see I've got plenty of room here. On the right, it does kind of fold down slightly, so it doesn't get in the way. It just makes shooting it a lot less comfortable than what it is when it stocks out. We've got a QD sling point on there. You know, a telescoping stock. It's nice and solid. And for what it is, it really doesn't break the bank. I just really think that WellPro have nailed it. And if they can carry on this trend, especially with the AK series and the sort of the 9mm style series, I'm not sure how many models are available in the AK world, but this PPK-20 is cool. I'd just like to do my own thing with it, and I think with the PPK-20, if you like this styling, then great. If you're not a fan of the front end, I'm not sure on the compatibility with certain aftermarket parts or handguards. I'm going to guess and say, in fact, I've just noticed I can push that pin out. I'm not sure if that would just slide off the front there. But if they do a normal PP-19 model where I can put my own AK grip on, I could put my own like sort of Magpul front end or whatever rail you want to put on it, really make it your own, I think that's going to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more desirable than the PPK-20, but don't let that distract you from this. This is a phenomenal gas blowback. Honestly, it's blown my expectations for WellPro, and I'm so glad I picked both of these up. I'm so glad I got a bunch of mags. I can't wait to use some of these in some games, and I hope you like it. So, a very capable little gas blowback, which is fantastic on semi and full auto. Not insanely expensive, but not cheap either. But you're getting all the steel components there in terms of the the receiver and the top cover. I just think they've done really well. So hope you enjoy it. If you think we're doing a good job, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That'd be heavily appreciated, and comment down below what you think of this WellPro PPK-20. Check out the link in the description and join the Jaeger Precision Discord group. But as always, from me and a battered box, we'll be seeing you in the next one.